never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness.
Hello, Lynette. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Astrology for Mystics with Jen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is a day that we are definitely going to go down the rabbit hole. I think that it's, we need to look at all aspects of the Nancy Guthrie case, okay? I was seeing some things last night. I mean, I've been seeing some things, right? And I don't think that the things that I've been seeing has disappointed just yet, has it? So the other day, I was telling you that yesterday, today, tomorrow, through the weekend, we are going to see a lot of different things taking place with the Nancy Guthrie case, okay? And I've also looked at the 18th. April 18th is going to be a big day for her case. Hey, Jeff, good to see you, babe. Thank you guys for being here. I know you could be doing other things or, listening to music, Jeff, but you're listening to me, and I really appreciate that. Hey, Jill. Hey, Lynette, Cinderella. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much. Y'all be sure and hit that thumbs up. I really appreciate the support. Thank you, Rakeem, for listening from work. Thank you so much, honey. Hope you're having a good day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood here, I'll tell you what. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. Good to see you, honey. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all hit that thumbs up, okay? Because we are going to be getting into not just the astrology. We're going to take a look at the map. We're going to take a look at some of the chatter that's going on right now. And some of what we're going to review today, I may not have in the description, but I will. Okay, I will. Because I think that we need to go over some things. We definitely need to go over some things that are coming out. Okay. And it's not disappointing. I mean, obviously, it would be better if what I was seeing in the transits yesterday and today and all of that would have been Nancy being found. And we may get into that in April. Okay. But without further ado, let's get right into this. Okay. Because I'm really excited to share some things with you guys. We're going to go over just a few things with Trump and Savannah. Okay. You may have already seen this. And if so, just chime in. Let me know your thoughts. Let's get it going, guys. Let's get this party going. Here we go. This is Savannah interviewing Trump. This was the president town hall interview. This was 5 years ago. 5 years ago. I want us to be clear on Trump's relationship with Epstein and Trump's relationship with Savannah, Trump's relationship with the Israeli intelligence. Okay. We need to be clear on that. We need to all be on the same page. Okay. Our intelligence is the Israeli intelligence. Let's just, go ahead and chalk that truth up because sometimes the truth hurts, but it is what it is. Here we go.
We were supposed to, as mentioned, be watching you on a debate stage right now. We're not doing that, so let's clear up a few things from the last one. You were asked point blank to denounce white supremacy. In the moment, you didn't. You asked some follow-up questions. Who specifically? A couple of days later, on a different show, you denounced white supremacy.
No, you
My
always do
question
this.
to you is,
You've done this to
why
me and
does
everybody.
it seem like
I denounce white supremacy, okay?
You did
I've
2 days
denounced
later.
white supremacy for years, but you always do it. You always start off with a question. You didn't ask Joe Biden whether or not he denounces Antifa. I watched him on the same basic show with Lester Holt, and he was asking questions like Biden was a child.
Well, so this is a little bit of a dodge.
He is so pissed off.
Wait, are you listening? I denounce white supremacy.
Okay.
What's your next question?
Do you feel, it feels sometimes you're hesitant to do so, like you wait a beat.
Here we go again. Every time, in fact, my people came, I'm sure they'll ask you the white supremacy question. I denounce white supremacy.
Okay.
And frankly, you want to know something? I denounce Antifa, and I denounce these people on the left that are burning down our cities that are run by Democrats who don't know what they're doing.
While we're denouncing, let me ask you about QAnon. It is this theory that Democrats are a satanic pedophile ring and that you are the savior of that. Now, can you just once and for all state that that is completely not true and that disavow QAnon in its entirety?
I know nothing about QAnon.
I just told you.
I know very little. You told me, but what you tell me doesn't necessarily make it fact. I hate to say that. I know nothing about it. I do know they are very much against pedophilia. They fight it very hard, but I know nothing about it.
They believe it is a satanic cult run by the deep
study
state.
The subject. I'll tell you what I do know about. I know about Antifa, and I know about the radical left, and I know how violent they are and how vicious they are, and I know how they're burning down cities run by Democrats, not run by Republicans.
Republican Senator Ben Sass said, quote, QAnon is nuts, and real leaders call conspiracy theories conspiracy theories. Why not just say it's crazy and not true?
He may be right. I just don't know about QAnon.
You do know.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Let me ask you another thing.
Let's waste a whole show. You start off with white supremacy, I denounce it. You start off with something else. Let's go. Keep asking me these questions.
I do have one more in this vein.
Let me just tell you, what I do hear about it is they are very strongly against pedophilia. And I agree with that. I mean, I do agree with that, and I agree with it.
But there's not a
strongly.
satanic pedophile
I have
cult
no
being run
idea.
by.
I know
You
nothing
don't know
about
that? Okay.
No, I don't know
you
that.
Just this
neither
week.
do you know that.
Okay, just this week
Why,
you
why aren't
retweeted.
you asking me about Antifa? Why aren't you asking me about the radical left?
Because you're
Why
volunteering
aren't you asking Joe Biden questions about why doesn't he condemn Antifa? Why does he say it doesn't exist?
Because you're here before me.
No, excuse so cute. Antifa exists. They're vicious, they're violent, they kill people, and they're burning down our cities. And they happen to be radical left.
Hey, NBC News viewers.
And that's that. Okay, so that's, you know, that interview was hot and heated. Doesn't mean that, doesn't mean that they would have done anything, that the Republican Party would have done anything to harm or take Nancy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we need to look at everything. We need to look at everything before we just, make up our mind of what took place with Nancy, the fateful night of the full moon, when millions of documents drop. Okay, we need to keep an open mind. Now check this one out. Check this out. We're going to go back over this one for just a second.
She just mentioned Alan Dershowitz, also accused by this woman in the lawsuit, and he joins us now exclusively. Alan, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
And if you don't know, for those of you that don't know, Alan Dershowitz has been accused of the late of, doing bad things. He's all in the Epstein files. He is portrayed in the Epstein files a lot. All you got to do is go and Google it. You'll see it. Virginia Giuffre, the late Virginia Giuffre, right? And the money, Epstein, because Epstein is basically, intelligence. He is the intelligence. He is the money man. It's not the other way around. Everybody wanted to be around Epstein. And they still do. They can do whatever they want to do. They're untouchable. These people are untouchable. And if you think that Epstein is dead and that, Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail, prove it. Prove it. That's all I got to say. Just we need the proof. We need the proof. So check this out. And I say this because Alan Dershowitz was in transit when Charlie was taken out, okay? When Charlie was taken out, Israel, all of them, all of the big team, the big A team with the Epstein Fury, all of them were in transit when Charlie Kirk was offed. Dershowitz and the rest of them, the A team, the big A team that, are untouchable, they were also in transit when Nancy went missing. So they are going to make sure that they're not held responsible, for sure. Other people will be held responsible, just like with Charlie Kirk's assassination, public assassination. We're going to see other people held responsible, not the true, real people that are, should be held responsible, but they're untouchable. Okay. That's my opinion. And it's my opinion. You don't have to agree. We can always agree to disagree, guys. Okay. It's good for a healthy debate.
Up right on that point, because you told Matt a little bit earlier this month that you'd never even laid eyes on her. She now put a picture of herself around the relevant time period in her court.
You see Prince Andrew, he's being portrayed in the background. If you didn't see that, let's go ahead and show it again. You see Prince Andrew, there he is. There's Prince Andrew.
She now put a picture of herself around the relevant time period in her court papers. Let me ask you again, do you know her? Have you seen her? Have you ever met her?
I've never seen her. I've never met her. And I challenge her to come on your show and to repeat her allegations on television. She's hiding behind the litigation privilege. She's filed a perjury.
Yes, Joni, and I'm going to show you that on the map. Just hang out for a few. I'll show you that on Nancy's map. We got a few things to cover before I get to the map, though. Yeah. And I'll show you that on the map.
Affidavit, and I can prove categorically by documentary and other evidence that I couldn't have been in the places she said I was at the time. For example, she said she had sex with me in Jeffrey Epstein's ranch in New Mexico. I was there for 1 hour with my wife, my daughter, who are here with me today in the studio, never out of their sight. 2 other people were with me. Nobody was on the ranch at the time. Only time I've ever been there. Said I had sex with her on the private island. I was there once with my wife, my daughter, prominent professor at Harvard Business School, his whole family. She is categorically lying and making the whole thing up.
She specifically said that she had sex with you at least on 6 different encounters. She mentions those 2 places. She also says in New York, in Florida. Can you prove it didn't happen there either?
Absolutely. As long as she gives me the dates, I will have my travel documents. I am a busy person. I'm in Europe. I'm in Israel. I'm teaching. She has to give me a date, and I will show her I was never, ever anywhere near her at any time. She's making the whole thing up. She is a categorical liar. I challenge her to repeat it in public. Then we'll be able to have it out in court.
And that's one of the things you've talked a lot about, the idea that these allegations were put in a lawsuit. I think you called it a stink bomb, kind of a drive-by shooting in the legal sense, and that you had no opportunity to respond. However, in the latest legal papers from their lawyers, they say you have, in fact, had the opportunity to be deposed.
They're lying.
They show letters in which they offer to depose you.
And they didn't show my letters in response. I wrote 2 letters in response saying, A, if you ask me about my legal relationship with Epstein, obviously it's covered by lawyer-client privilege. But anything else, I'll be happy to answer. You just give me the specifics. They said at that point that I might be a witness. They never accused me. Never, ever accused me until December of having sex with her. This is Pinocchio's nose growing longer and longer and longer.
So she continues to go on, drilling him, just like she drilled Trump. She is hardcore. She goes hard. And we have to keep in mind, okay, that we are in a major political shift movement. Big. It's big. It's massive. We are now in Iran. All of our intelligence said don't go in, but we listened to the Israeli intelligence and we went in. We are being duped. We are being duped every which way we turn. We are being duped. There is tons of distractions. Tons of distractions. Now we have the missing general. We have the missing general. His colleague a year prior that nobody talked about. We've got some high profile assassinations that are taking place. All during the time period too, with these Epstein drops, and then ICE is going in, taking the distraction away, distracting everything from Epstein. One of the last posts that Nancy has on her Facebook is about Alex Preddy. The Clintons are known to this family, like friends of the family. There's a lot at stake with Savannah and her family. And if you want to get to Savannah, take away her mother. Go where it counts. Take her mom, not her kids, not her husband, her mom. Take her mom. Her mom was always on set with her. Not always, but she was on set with her a lot. And she posts massive political stuff on her Facebook. Seriously. I mean, if you haven't went to Nancy's Facebook, you should. You really should. A terrorist attack on the U.S. Capitol incited by the president. Shocking. She had a voice too, and she used it. She had a voice, and she was constantly using it. Just like her daughter has a voice and is constantly using it. The Epstein files is, I think we need to be, we need to keep all options out, on the table, So after Trump and Savannah have their little debate, and she is asking Trump, some really hard questions, here's what he had to say about the town hall meeting, or the town hall interview, rather. Here we go.
It's a disgrace.
Hold on, I don't know why you can't hear this one. Hold on. Y'all may have to turn it all the way up. I've got it all the way up. Dang it. Hopefully you can hear it, guys.
So what I got last night, right? But it's okay. She's like disappeared. Nobody can find her. She's not too popular right now. But we enjoyed it, we enjoyed it. We don't say, give us the questions, give us the answers. We wanted this. We don't want to read it off teleprompters. We don't want to do that. And we know what we got, and people really expect it. And by the way, if you can't handle Savannah, you cannot handle Putin and President Xi and Kim Jong-un. That's small potatoes last night. That's small potatoes. But it does seem unfair when you have a guy that's constantly getting questions like you're talking to a child, right? Like you're talking to a child. They say, what's this? And then you get like, boom, boom. What about this? What about that? What about this? Now, but that's why we're here, right? You know the expression? You know the expression? They come after us from every angle. They're after us. And we're here, and they're not. So it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good.
So small potatoes can't handle, you can't handle Putin. If you can't handle Savannah. I mean, he was basically saying that it's a witch hunt. What he was saying after Savannah was, it's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. So that is just, the beginning. I think that we really need to look at the politics, the geopolitical involvement that could be. I mean, it definitely could be. And I'm not the only one that speculates this, I'm not. We've got Reddit. This was just a month ago. Just a month ago. Hey, Shauna, good to see you. Y'all be sure and hit that thumbs up, honeys. Okay, so let me put this on bigger so you guys can read it with me too. Hold on. Hold up. Well, I can't. I can't make it bigger. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Hold on. I can. Hold on. Here we go. First off, I do feel terrible for that poor old lady. She definitely wasn't involved in anything that warranted her being kidnapped and made a display case of. But the nonstop nationwide coverage is absolutely insane, bordering 50% of Fox News television coverage. 84-year-old woman missing. And, 84 years old, that's when you go through your Uranus return. And she was definitely going through it, being shaken up. 15 days now, that requires life-preserving medication. Fox is showing the blood from the scene today for the first time. There's extremely slim chance of her being found alive by this time, unless she's being used as a hostage. I'll wager that we are going to get a pretty gruesome update sometime in the near future. Savannah had recently met with a good amount of the Epstein victims. She was putting together, or had put together, an article that would explode this massive cover-up of Trump and all their monsters involved. She probably sent it to fellow journalists and friends she trusted as a safety measure. The satanic elitist group had her mother kidnapped as a warning to anyone and everyone that they will murder the entirety of your family, friends, anything that matters to you. We're talking about Epstein to the public, or trying to release hidden documents and undeniable proof. Nancy Guthrie is the unfortunate example of the levels they will go to protect themselves, and only people with the evidence understand why her kidnapping is the biggest news story in America right now. Oh, and leave colors out of it. Red, blue, black, green. I don't give a F. If you are RN and children, they all deserve punishment worse than our capital justice system allows. Someone says right below it, I said right away and got downvoted to oblivion everywhere. It's the only thing that makes sense. And now Guthrie is publicly saying she wants to retire from morning news right on time. I believe she could be in on it as well. So you believe that Savannah is covering, possibly faked her death, bots and cultists. I mean, so it just goes on and on and on. And this is a lot of conspiracy, right? It's just a lot of conspiracy. Then they start talking about Michael. I did not know about Michael until today. Seems possible the message was addressed to him. And Savannah paid the entry fee with her mom. Now Michael scared shitless for his family and grieving with his wife. So this is on Reddit. And a lot of people are starting to wonder what is really going on here? What is actually really going on? I knew something was off about it by the way Trump and Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt talked about her, trying to spook Michael Feldman from prepping the Clintons for their testimony at the end of the month. So that's the reason why people are wondering, like myself, we're wondering, like, what's going on here? Is Michael, does he know about, do they know that this could be something political that is coming against them because of the Clintons, because of Epstein, because of Iran? Because all of this, Charlie gets assassinated. Savannah is supposed to go to Italy. That doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. Israeli ambassador, he comes into Arizona. There's this big gym show that's going on. We know that Savannah's dad, Mr. Guthrie, was an engineer who allegedly had a heart attack in Mexico. We know that Mrs. Guthrie's neighbor, Peter, we know that he doesn't live there, but he owns that property where there was someone there for the gym show when Nancy goes missing. Like, then we see all this stuff going on with Luke Daly, with Kayla Day. Kayla Day goes to jail. she is found. Her boo-boo, what's his face? William Hubie, he's an absconder. He may be found in April. Maybe that's what I'm seeing, but there is something else that is definitely going on here. And I'm telling you guys, there is so much that we are being influenced by that's simply not true. It's not even true. We have dude from the counterterrorism, he steps down. He goes on Tucker. He's saying there was no imminent threat. Trump is listening. This administration is listening to the Israeli intelligence. Talk about a security threat. Talk about a security threat. So, if Israeli intelligence is able to tell where these leaders are and take them out, had the Israeli intelligence been checking with Nancy? Had they been, I don't know. I'm just, I'm pondering all of this and just asking you guys, what you think, because something is not right here. You want to steal something, you're going to go there during the day. She was specifically targeted and taken from her home in the middle of the night. So this isn't some kind of, oh, let's go rob. No, she was specifically targeted and taken. We've got Tommaso. I got a loose hair. It's driving me crazy. We got Tommaso and Annie, their car, their vehicle is taken. Tommaso and Annie definitely connect with Israel. So if there was any type of intelligence, it could have been directed toward them first. Directed toward them with Nancy. I don't know. Let's look at something else. Here we go. Hold on. This is Sabby Sabs. Love her channel. I've got her channel in the description. Here we go. Y'all be sure and hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Okay, here we go.
Or being on the island or anything like that. But you guys need to see this. Let me bring this up here. September 18th, 2019. Just wanted to give you a heads up. She's done another interview with Savannah Guthrie. It is right here. In it, she said the following. She was interviewed by the FBI in 2011 by a blank. In the interview, she gave the names of all the girls she helped to traffic. 2, she was also interviewed by SDNY. No time frame. 3, 2 other women also tell DOJ that Epstein specifically trafficked them to other men. And 4, there are cameras in the New York City house and others where he could watch people in bathrooms and elsewhere. They're talking about that New York City townhouse that he had. They plan to air it on today and this Friday's Dateline. Hope that's helpful. That was 2019. Savannah Guthrie apparently was going to air this story about one of the alleged Epstein victims in 2019. I found it kind of interesting that her mom just happened to be kidnapped right after this latest dump of Epstein files. I have to say, for the record, this is the very first time I saw that her name was in the file. I never knew about this before.
I've shown it before on this channel. I've definitely shown it before on this channel. Definitely knew about it. We've already looked at it. I pulled it up. I'm just refreshing your memory. Just refreshing your memory that other people are also using it as well. They're talking about it. Other people are talking about it as well. I'm not the only one. Not the only one. Other people are actually pondering this as well. No doubt about it.
So we're just trying to put these pieces together. We don't know for sure if it's connected, but I'm just looking at the timing. It seems a little bit coincidental. And there's more. When you look into her family, in particular, her husband, Savannah Guthrie's husband was Michael Feldman. Guess who he worked for? Let's pull this up here. Michael Feldman was a consultant. Peep this, fam.
If your resume looks like this, you're not getting hired. This layout, no structure, no order, it's just too chaotic.
He worked for American Public Relations. He was a communication consultant and a former Democratic political advisor. Feldman was Vice President Al Gore's traveling.
And as you can see, he was born to a Jewish family. Born to a Jewish family. So that's where things get a little, huh? So he's born to a Jewish family. Who is really the enemy here? Who is really the enemy? Who is really for America? And, American values, which whatever that is anymore. So I just want you guys to think about that because there could be something here. Our government is compromised. This has been known. We've been knowing it. And now we have the confirmation from Joe Kent saying, yes, they weren't even concerned about, they're not even concerned about it. The other thing is too, is this, as a creator, I can tell you that if I were to talk about the Iran war, if I were to talk about anything, it's not being pushed as it is with Nancy Guthrie. And there's a reason for that. They want Nancy Guthrie pushed so everything else can fall to the back. Okay? There is our intelligence, the media, the schools, the healthcare systems, all of it is compromised. It's all compromised. And it has been for a long time. It didn't just start with Trump, okay? It didn't just start with him. It's been going on. It's been going on. Remember 9/11 and we see, the media go in there and George Bush is right in the middle, right in the middle of reading a children's book to an elementary. Come on. How staged was that? How staged is that? 50 years goes by and everybody is thinking one way about JFK, and the next thing you know, oh, the shot came from within the car. We've been compromised, okay? We've been compromised. You got a high-profile mama. You got a general that's taken. You got MIT professors being knocked out too. We got one that's repented, don't want to talk about how great Israel is, and he's offed in front of everybody. A total gruesome public assassination, Charlie Kirk. It's really hard to keep focused on just Kayla and Luke, William, a neighbor, a roofer. It's just really hard. It's hard to just keep thinking that way. The suspect used a Wi-Fi jammer that left a specific electronic signature identical to the ones being encountered by U.S. forces in Operation Epic Fury. That's the signature with the Wi-Fi. I can't not see it in the charts either. I mean, we just can't ignore that. Just like we can't ignore who we saw with the chart when Charlie was taken out. We saw it the night before. I didn't even know who Charlie was. I saw it the night before. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is the exact freaking time that I'm looking and I'm waiting, I'm watching to see what's going to happen. And dude is off in front of God and everybody. And who did I see? Elon, Trump, Epstein, Ghislaine, Netanyahu. There it is. And I've been waiting for people to catch up. They jumped around everywhere, and now people are finally catching up. And so I need people to catch up when it comes to Nancy. We need to catch up. Okay? We need to catch up. Now I'm going to take us to the Sleuth Intuition. I haven't put his channel into the description just yet, but I want us to look at this, okay? Because what he is going to say is going to lead us into looking at Nancy's map, okay? And if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please do that. Please do that. You're not going to ever find another channel like this one, okay? Hit that thumbs up. It's free. It's painless, okay? It's painless. Come on, guys. I'll never forget that night looking at those charts as you explained them. Never wild. It was so wild to know the next day. That's when me and Shauna just was floored. We were like, oh my gosh. I definitely wasn't expecting somebody to be taken out by these players. And neither was Shauna. General has the same signal. Yeah, we got the best channel, guys. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, you can do it. All right. Oh, thank you, Jill. Look at you. Look at you, Jill. Thank you so much, honey. Aw. Jill, thank you so much. Douglas, Lisa, Yolanda, Carol, Mysterious. If y'all are in the chat, say thank you. If not, I'm saying thank you so much. Thank you, babe. Thank you, but appreciate you. Okay. So this is the Nancy Guthrie case. Two brothers claim they know where Nancy is. This is what's going to lead us into the map. All right. Okay. Thank you, Jill, so much, babe. You're so appreciated. We just have the best of the best over here. I really do appreciate you, Jill. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So let's get into, let's see what he says here in the very beginning. Hold on. I kind of skipped over it a little bit. I just wanted to put it on the map. So we'll listen to this together. We'll go over it together. Oh my gosh.
Vibrant fragrance.
Hold on.
As soon as I mention Nancy's name, ghost.
Hold on.
So
Here we go.
let me share my screen. It's Mom. Why are they not
It looks
revealing?
like this guy, he gives Servando Sanchez Hernandez, he gives coordinates 47 feet below the surface. Structure is reinforced with lead composite lining. This is why local authorities infrared failed. Humanoid category, 4 hybrid ARES group on site. She's alive, but seems sedated. He's the special operations soldier that was missing from 2014, quote, Black Sand incident. What? Say what? 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 Oh, what you saying? What you saying, Willis? What? Unbelievable. Hold on.
And getting some reward money? It's a good question.
Interesting. Who is the Black Sand incident? 2014 Black Sand incident. You know anything about that, Army vet? Oh, thanks, Jill. Looking for a state actor. That's why we've seen the sudden deployment of blue fly surveillance drones across Arizona desert. Well, there you go. There you go.
So this is the first time I've seen this guy's name. Servando Sanchez Hernandez.
Okay, so
Apparently
that's
he
him.
lives in Kentucky. I spoke to him momentarily yesterday. We
He lives in
text
Kentucky.
and
Okay.
on.
So Sleuth Intuition's putting in the coordinates. I'm assuming that that's what he's doing here. And he brings the coordinates up. And it's right here. These coordinates are right here. And I've got that on the map. Hold on. Here is a recent Brendan Carr, the corrupt psychophantic chair of Federal Communications Commission, is now threatening to revoke broadcast licenses after Donald Trump criticized media over the U.S.-Israel war with Iran, the war of choice he launched without seeking the permission of Congress and the American people. What was Donald's issue with the coverage? It's accurate. Hold on. Oh, so sorry, guys. I was thinking that had something to do with Nancy. My bad. It's something else. Sorry, guys. My bad. Okay, so this is the coordinates that they're putting on here. I don't really want to dox anybody. Definitely don't want to do that. I want to keep on going because we'll see this on the map. Let me see what else he has to say.
And I had that kind of feeling about that. So before we dive into this, I want to ask you guys a few questions about another theory that I'm working on that kind of stemmed off of this. And also what they were doing, the work they were doing with the pacemaker, trying to pick up those frequencies.
Hey, Janet, why are you trying to go back to bed?
So I want to get your guys' feeling about this.
Yeah, what is it? What is it? Tell us. Okay.
Iconic community of Sam Hughes neighborhood, located right next to the University of Arizona.
All right. So I don't know if that music's going to hit me with a copyright, but what this guy's basically doing is he's talking.
Dangerous days when both objectives are threatened.
The radio frequency.
What he's trying to say here.
On her pacemaker, they definitely wouldn't have been able to find it there.
Well, if we're
What's he trying to say here? Hold on.
Let me know in the chat. Yes, Hills Tucson home Friday, August 20th, 2004.
Okay, Suzanne Kaplan stands in the bomb shelter beneath her Foothills Tucson home Friday, August 20th, 2004. Her Catalina Foothills home, which was built in 1949. The shelter was added in 1961. So they're saying, basically what he is trying to say here is he's trying to say that there are bomb shelters, that there are actual shelters in the Catalina Foothills area, that there are shelters, and that she could be actually in a shelter still in the Tucson, Arizona area. That's what it looks like here, right? That's what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
See what he's doing here.
Adobe Acrobat, your team's home base. Collaborate within a shared PDF space. You talk up the team.
See what he's doing here.
I mean, that's very close. It's like a mile away. Not even, maybe. Let's see. Oh. Just over a mile.
Okay. Let's go back.
I don't think they were using infrared. Maybe. I don't know. right? Maybe you have a bunker. Like, who has a bunker? And what's going to give you probable cause to come search my bunker? You know what I mean? Like, hey, Joe Smith, March 2000.
I'm just looking to see if I can see anybody that I've already pulled up.
Spoken with him. So this is what they had to say. I also thought you might be part of Thrones to the.
Yeah, I don't really want to
hang
go
out
through all of
outside of.
this. Okay, so I'm very impatient, guys. If you don't know me, I'm sorry, but I'm just. It's like even when you're talking to me, just get to the point. I just want to get to the point, and I'm very impatient. Okay. She's buried not too far from her home in the desert. There are 3 suspects in this case, 2 men and a woman. Unfortunately, not all 3 to be brought to justice. So we've been looking at 2 men and a woman as well, right? We've been looking at the fall guys being possibly William, Luke, and Kayla. I know that Kayla is, she seems to be one of the bigger players that I keep going back to that could know the family somehow, some way. She's definitely not related. Okay. Definitely not related. So let me take you to the address. Let me take you to the address. And it's going to be right here. Okay. This is it. This is the address that they are talking about. And as you can see that there's no lines here. Okay. There's no lines here. Doesn't mean that she can't be here. It's just that I don't have any lines here. But I do have, let me turn on my addresses. But you see, I do have an address that's really close by to that address. Okay. It's really close. And let me tell you who this person is because I've got this person's past address, all of his past addresses on here. He's a roofer. He's a contractor. He's a roofer. And he actually used to live next door to Nancy. Hold on just a second. Hold on. Okay. So he actually lives, he used to live next door to Nancy. So the guy that owns the property that is next door to Nancy, I'll show you just a minute which one I'm talking about. The guy that used to live, well, that owns the property, this guy knows him. And this guy has also lived next door to Nancy, and he's a roofer. He's a contractor. He owns a roofing company. Okay. All right. Y'all with me so far? So this isn't a hit, but this is. And you can see that I've got William. I got William Hubie here, and he's an absconder. Don't think he's been found yet by the law enforcement. Okay. Okay. His eyes. This is the bunker that they were talking about. Okay. This is the bunker that they're talking about. But this guy is a roofer. Okay. He's a contractor. And he used to live next door to Nancy. And if I go all in, I don't know that this is his current address or this is his past address. It says another rental of Ryan McDaniel. It's going right over the home. Okay. It's not going beside it. It's going right over. The FBI is going right over it. And this matters. And if you've been following this channel, you've been looking at the maps with me, then you know that because it's going right over it, it does really matter. So this contractor that used to live next door to Nancy, that knows her next door neighbor, that does the same thing that Nancy's husband did, this could be a political driven abduction. Political. It's all about who you know Okay. So wisdom with communications, there's 2 going right over this property. And then we have another conjunction with the FBI, intense transformation with health, communications, and other people's money. This is the conjunction of Hygeia. Hold on. This conjunction is Hygeia and Pluto. So if we take the brothers, because that's Gemini, right? This is Gemini. If we take the brothers' gnosis of thinking that they know where Nancy is and that she's in a bunker here, there is a conjunction here with the FBI that would cover this area right through here. It would cover the entire area, beginning where the roofer lives or used to live. Intense transformation with health, communications, and other people's money. This is a 1710. Like, I already know the degrees because we were talking about this. We've been talking about this that was coming into transit. Okay. Because when we look at the map, we follow the transits and we try to see what is coming. Okay. So this right here, and we got Kayla. In time, desires are revealed on this angle. We have the missing Hygeia in Gemini. So the FBI's Hygeia, it's all about world health. Okay. It's all about communications. And it's with 2. This could be about Bitcoin. It could be about 2 people. So this is the Gemini is the brothers. Okay. The brothers are saying she could be here, but at 47 feet down in a bunker. And I'm saying this is an address that I have and it's right by it. Right by it. And this is from Nancy's home. So from here to here, we're going to go about 4 miles, 4 or 5 miles. It's 5.13 kilometers. So y'all can do the math. 5.13 kilometers. Interesting, isn't it? Turn what into the FBI? My map? I mean, I can't turn it. They've already turned it into the FBI. They've already turned it in. Yeah, it's already been turned in. So this is what we were seeing. Okay. So in the transits, right? In the transits, this is what we were seeing. There's other things that are going to be coming about too. But this is one of the things that we were seeing that was coming this weekend or yesterday and today. That's the chatter. That's the chatter. And why was that? Why was that? Do y'all remember? Let me show it to you. Let me show it to you. I really need y'all to see what I'm seeing here. Okay. So let me share my entire screen. Let me take this off and let me share the astrology with you. Okay. Because I really want us to be on the same page. This is why we do this. This is why we, look at everything, at the transits as they come in, because we want to follow the map, right? We want to follow it. So the FBI. Oh shoot, let me go back down. So the FBI. Let me pull up the FBI. There it is. Okay. So right now the transits with, you see the 1709, there is Poseidon. Poseidon is a 1709 today. Okay. The dark moon is now upon Tommaso right now in the 4th house of home right now with Michael. I can see it plain as day right there. Michael and Tommaso's right there. Okay. That's what's happening. This 1709 was a 1710 yesterday. It was a 1710 yesterday. It was a 1710 the day before. Now watch this. Watch this. The 1710, we're going to look at the FBI. Where do they have the 1710, Jen? Oh, I'm so glad that you guys asked. Look at this. There is the Hygeia, guys, the 1710. And it's in the 8th house of death, rebirth, regeneration. This is a 2345. We are going into the house of Taurus. I'll bet all these glyphs are in Gemini. So this is about the earth. This is about the bunker. This is about the health with the FBI and the brothers. The brothers in Gemini. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay? All right. So I wanted to show you guys that because it really matters with the work that I do. Okay? It really, truly matters. This work takes a lot of time. I work literally full-time, day and night, building maps for the missing. Hundreds of maps I've built. And this is an innovative way to find the missing. If the FBI was working with me, we could find the missing a whole lot quicker. Okay? A whole lot quicker. Henry Winkler Fonzie off of Happy Days. Really? Mr. Mac. Oh my gosh. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you for telling me that. It has passed. Is that the same house? Wow, it is. No, it's the house next door. It's the house next door where Fonzie used to live. Ah, let me put that on there. Fonzie used to live here. Wow. Okay. Thank you for that info. Thank you, Mr. Mac. Interesting. Interesting, guys. Okay, so if we look at the astrology of the FBI, all right, if we just look at the astrology of the FBI, I want you to take note of something. I want you to take note. So this has left, okay, the wisdom of the things that are hidden with the investigation of Nancy Guthrie. This 1710 has now passed. It will eventually maybe come back, but not for a while, okay? But what is very interesting is this. On April 18th, and I know that's a far ways away to go, but I want you guys to know to write it down. Because on April 18th, we are going to go back. Jupiter, when Nancy went missing, was at a 1720. Okay? It was at a 1720. And Jupiter will be moving forward. So Jupiter was in retrograde when she went missing at a 1720. That was 10 o'clock. That's when she goes missing. 10 o'clock. I don't care about all those other times. Nope. 10 o'clock. Okay? 10 o'clock was major. It was a major time. 10 o'clock. So where's my pen? Hold on. RB. Let me see. Let's see if my pen will work. Okay. So on April 18th, the reason why I'm pushing it this time period forward is because there is something that's going to trip y'all out when you see it. And it's going to align with everything that I've been saying. On this live, everything that I've been saying. All right. This 1720 is showing up in the second house of values. The second house of values. This is going to be moving forward, and there is an expansion that is going to take place with Annie with the home, with the law enforcement, with evidence, with money, possibly a bunker, because it's in Taurus. It's some type of evidence. There's going to be a shakeup here. This is going to be in the morning, Saturday morning at 8:21 on April 18th. There's something going on here with the investigation with Arizona. And there is going to be a conscious raising experience with a lot of like this group or a lot of networking. There's going to be something that's going to take place at the home, at Nancy's home. This is Michael. Michael Feldman is going to be transformed with the public eye. Michael Feldman, okay? 1720 is in the Israeli chart. Israel has the 1720. Kayla Day has a 1720. Annie has a 1720. This should be a big deal. This should definitely be a big deal, okay? This 401, it's transformation. We've been here before. We've been here before. Could be a student, could be a teacher. We've been here before. But there's going to be a lot of transformation with Michael this whole day, okay? This 458 that you see, that is Israel. It's Israel's chart. It's their Uranus. They're going to be shaken up with the media. There's going to be limits and obstacles coming to the FBI. It's going to be a lot of disordered aggression when it comes to the way that the United States shines with the governing bodies and the justice system. There is so much that I could be talking about with this chart, but I'm not going to bore you with it. But I can tell you this: the 2518 is Kayla Day, Kayla. Larry Summers. You know who Larry Summers is, right? He is also showing up in this chart. I can't make it up. Arizona is showing up. This is a big day for Nancy's case. Whatever it is, look, within a few days on April 21st, between the 18th and the 21st, there is a huge weight over Michael Feldman, his home, his family, and his loyalty to the Clintons. Okay? Promise you. Promise you. The 628, well, that's in Tommaso's. Tommaso's going to be he's going to be holding the fate. He'll be holding the fate. The 628 is also found in other charts like New Mexico, Texas. There's so much that we've just got to hang out and wait for, but it's coming. Will the case be solved? I don't think so. The 2531, that's Zeus. There's going to be something beginning and ending with the law. They're going to be on her like stink on shit, Kayla Day. Okay. I don't know what she's got going on. If she's got a court date, I don't think so because this is Saturday morning. It's Saturday morning. She is pissed. There is a lot of things that are happening on this day, and I feel like that they are setting the stage for a fall guy, for people to take the fall. That's what I think. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Going to take the fall. There's so much more that we can talk about, but I will as we get into as we get into April 18th. I've already said it. Let me show you Tommaso 628. Where is he at? Oh, I haven't. Maybe I don't know if I put it on here yet. Hold on. because it's going to be interesting to watch and see how this all unfolds. Because he's going to be carrying the fate with his Pluto. That's right. It's in Libra, the Pluto Libra. There it is. Here it is. And as you can see, there's Homeland. There's Kayla. No, I don't. Hold on. That's not Kayla. That's Charles. That's the late Charles Guthrie. That's Nancy's husband. So let's look at this. So we're going to go south. This is the fate that he is holding. The 628. Okay. So Tommaso, this Pluto, there's a major transformation with contracts. Intense transformation with the law enforcement. And we're just going to write it to see what addresses that I have. I mean, it could be any of these houses that they know. I mean, I don't know. May not have anything to do with him. Definitely not accusing Tommaso. I'm just saying. He's the fate holder with Arizona. And we just drew that one in yesterday. This is this is Homeland Security. Their public image opposes Savannah and slows her down on 317 and 318. That was yesterday and the day before. Let's see. Now we're getting into some addresses. There's the vigil. What? What? Again, remember yesterday? Savannah was coming right over it as well. Something's up with this church. Okay? Let me just tell you, something's up. Something's up with the church. Something's up with this church. Because this is exactly where Savannah, where her opposition with Homeland Security is coming, is right over this church. And that's where the vigil was held. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Something's up with the church. So that's going to be April 18th. So I need to find out, and I will definitely find out as soon as I get off this live. I'm going to be looking to see who it is that I need to look at that is a member of the church or who pastors this church. Why'd they have the vigil here? Oh, because it was big enough. It needed to be bigger. Well, he is transformed with relationships here. He is definitely transformed with relationships here at that church. They got a bunker too. I'm just wondering. Let's keep going though. Let's keep going to see if there's anything else, because we looked at this yesterday, but we're going to look at it again. Ah, there we go. Epstein. There's Tommaso. Epstein. There it is, guys. And you wonder why I'm fixated. That's why. That's why. We got the missing event too. So the missing sun in Aquarius with groups, right? 5th house, kids. Aquarius and kids are opposition, okay? Leo and Aquarius. Leo's the kids. But there's a sextile, so we're in a good standing here with Libra, with relationships, with the law, with the governing bodies, with politics, and Banner University medicine, Epstein. Epstein paid $50,000. Don't you think that Miss Nancy knew about this? You think Miss Nancy knew about this? I think so. I think so. There's the missing event. University of Arizona Foundation Center for Consciousness Studies. faculty office building. This is in Tucson, Arizona, and it is charity. Charity. Epstein gave charity to this facility for consciousness. Study the consciousness. So Tommaso is transformed. Whether or not he knows anything, he had anything, no, anything. Okay? It's going over, straight over the church and straight over this right here where Epstein gave money to. Banner University emergency room. So we know that she worked at Banner University. Do you not think that she knew? Do you think that that's ever going to come out? Because if it does, we might be seeing that in April. I'm just saying. We can't discount the politics. There's where Annie works. There's where she works. There is the missing event as well. Missing event. Relationships. Contracts. Law enforcement. Justice. The justice system. Going right over where she works. Well, right to the right of it. Steward Observatory. There is an observatory right there. There's the education building. Same thing. NRC. NRC is also the missing event. And that's enough right there just to, I mean, here's casino. If there is anything that we need to know about Tommaso is that he could have owed a casino. But it's also going, this is also not just going over the casino, but it's also going over right over the military runway. I mean, we looked at this yesterday. We really, I mean, we did. We looked at this yesterday. Let's see. Old address for William Cuby. So if there's going to be a fall guy, it's going to be William as soon as he's found, as soon as he's captured. They already have Kayla in jail. I'm sure she's the one that tipped Luke Daly because she's in jail, right? She goes to jail. She tips Luke off to the authorities. They go to Luke's house. Boom, bam. There it is. Cemetery. William's dad. So William's dad, who was all into buying land that he could mine, William Hubie's dad. Yeah. There he is. Dan Chitwood. So that's what I got here. And then, of course, there's the same lines are coming right over Rio Rico and the landfill. The Rio Rico. Remember all of that happened at Rio Rico? Coming right down there too. Okay. So let's look at the Jupiter when she goes missing, because that's coming back around. Okay. It's going to come back around. I'm going to take off all these other lines so we don't have to see them. Homeland. Okay. Yeah, we've got the missing. Okay, so the Jupiter is in Cancer. Let me turn off the addresses. I just want to show you the missing event with Jupiter. Let's see. There it is right there. Okay. Because this is coming back. I'm going to turn on all the other addresses because I haven't turned everything on. Got the addresses, reservations, mining, gyms, firearm places, Nancy's friends. I may not can show you all these addresses. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn everything on. Everything. Okay. There's a dumpster. But it's not the dumpster that I was mainly concerned about. It's this area right here, because this right here, this entire area where Jupiter is, that Jupiter is expanding, is the Hacienda del Sol Guest Ranch Resort. There is a resort here. So if she were taken and she is doing good, and she is just, making a political statement, if there's some type of political statement, or if they were just trying to, I don't know. She could be living life high on the hog at this guest resort. But there is a dumpster here. So if there is anything, right, that could be of evidentiary value, maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's right on that dumpster. But maybe, just maybe, there is something here with this guest resort. Because Jupiter in Cancer was in retrograde, so we've been here before. We've been here with the law. We've been here with contracts. Going far could be having something to do with courts, like the Epstein files. The courts with the Epstein files could be, international with Iran. Could be the university, things that are taking place with the university. Her finding some things out with the university. So just take note of that. Okay. And then we've got Nancy's friend, Vicky, her online church friend. Nancy's friend, Vicky, her online church friend. There's the missing Jupiter. Who does Nancy's friend Vicky know? What about the pastor? Maybe. I don't know, but this conjunction is going over her home, right over her home. The conjunction, that is. Not going specifically over her home, but is going over neighbors of her. So we could be looking at neighbors over here. We could be looking at neighbors over here of Vicky. All right. Keep on going. There's another one with Ryan McDaniel. That roofer, that neighbor. The neighbor. He used to live next door to Nancy. Mr. Contractor, Mr. Roofer. Here we have another address of him. Okay. Jupiter in Cancer. What's Jupiter in Cancer? Could it be construction? Yeah, it could. It sure could. Could have something to do with the construction of a home. There's a lot of weight and devouring energy here. And it's expansive. It's expansive with courts, with universities. And religion. We keep on going. Because this is where Jupiter is going. Jupiter wants to go far. Okay. Jupiter actually wants to go international if it can. It wants to go far. And so here we are, and we've got Raytheon. What? Yeah, we got Raytheon. We got Raytheon. But then we also have another friend. We got another friend of Nancy's, Ann Burson's kids. Her kids live here in Texas. And that 628 that goes to Tommaso also goes to Texas. Okay? Also goes to Texas. And that's coming April 18th. All right? We could keep on going if we want to. We could keep on going. Oh, what we got here? Maxwell. This was in the Epstein files with Maxwell. We also have, what else do we have here in Florida? We've got Mar-a-Lago. We got the lab that Nano sent the glove to. And then we've got Maxwell. It's where she got some dentistry, allegedly. I mean, what is she doing there? Whatever. I don't know what she's doing there. Then we got the Turks, the islands. We got San Juan. Oh, and then we also have Epstein Island. We got Epstein Island. And we can keep on going. We can keep on going. We can go into Sierra Leone, Ghana. We can go into Nigeria. Okay. That's the Jupiter conjunction. We're coming back to this. We're coming back. Now we are going to be coming back, and that's April 18th. Mark it on your calendar. Mark it on your calendar. We can't forget. Let's look at this one. Hold on. There's a mine, abandoned mines right there. It's pretty far from my conjunction, though. Let's see if the FBI is showing up here as well. And they are. They are. Their moon, the FBI moon, they are reflecting on things that they didn't see before. With two people, there could be two siblings here. There could be two. What we don't see at home in media, but there's two. This is media worthy. This could have something to do with siblings. Okay, let's go back up. Now that we know that. Could be something with siblings. There could be a sighting. And you can see it goes over this fancy guest resort. Keep on going. We're going over school. Don't know what this is. Let's see what this is. Seems like I've already looked at it before. Oh, it's a private driveway. Let's see. Reflecting maybe on, this is definitely court worthy. I want to see the FBI because, I mean, okay, so they're going right there. So it could be siblings, it could be communications. I don't know if Vicky has any kids. Ryan McDaniel, they're not going right there. There's Fort Lowell Road. Let's keep on going. Let's go into Texas. Let's see if they go over Texas peoples. The conjunction is just, it's surreal. It could be, okay, so it could be that what we are seeing here is going just simply not having anything to do with anything except going to the Florida. I don't think so, but it could have something to do with the, not Florida. It could have something to do with some type of DNA. Because we're reflecting here, the FBI is reflecting. And with Neptune, it's things that were foggy before that they're now able to see. But the Mercury makes me think that we've got siblings. It could be Ann Birdson's. I don't know. Raytheon. And then we see Maxwell. And this, interesting. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. See what the FBI is. Let's see who else is here. There is another missing. Okay, no. Interesting. That's coming back, guys. April 18th. So we got a ways to get there. Got a ways. Let's see what Jupiter is doing here. It's in a good standing with Vesta. 1845 right there. There's Vesta in Pisces. She's leading the groups. Things of the past. Medicines, hospitals, spirituality, water, and drugs. Quincunx the midheaven. Opposes Cupid. Trines Poseidon. Okay, so it opposes Cupid. Here's Cupid in the 8th house, but it's trining Poseidon. And Poseidon is at a 1654. 1654. So there's going to be a wisdom holder here with the 6th house of health. And that should be Kayla. It really should be Kayla. Could even be Nancy. Nancy's Mercury. And that would be with the 2. There's definitely 2 people involved. There's definitely 2 or more. Definitely 2 or more. Go to jail on unrelated charges, but then we see the family as well. I see the family and I see Kayla. She's going through a hell of a lot on this day, and it's early morning, and I don't know why. And I'm thinking it's because the law is showing up. The law is pulling her out of her cell and showing up to talk to her. And then Saturn is coming to that 747 that the FBI has. So, like I said, as we get further into this Nancy Guthrie drama and the saga of her being missing, we're going to see more and more of this chart, and I'll be showing you more and more. And you can see that Astria, she's all about justice. She's in the midheaven. This is we the people. The justice is critical. The last minute. She's critical. This is big. This big energy. Oh shit. I'm at 1975. Hold on. Big energy. When she gets here, okay, when she gets here in the 9th house with the courts, there could be some type of court, something happening with the courts, with the judge, with the attorneys. And here we are. She's now at a 0-0. She is acting as a vernal point. With a 0-0-0, something is beginning and ending. This is big with the courts. And it has to do with Nancy. Okay? It definitely has to do with Nancy. Then the 1319 is coming. That's the United States. And anyone and everyone that is connected with the United States and with how they shine, well, they're going to have a lot of disordered aggression when it comes to the courts. But this could be a definite setup. Okay? This could definitely be a setup. Talk about conspiracy. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. All right? Definitely going to have to keep an eye on it. It is hard to be patient. It is hard. Yeah, Raytheon. I'm telling you, Shauna, there's something. We'll have to see how this is all going to play out because we don't know. We just don't know. We can speculate. We can theorize. And, you know, we can definitely do that. But Michael Feldman is definitely big The whole family is right here. Now, I do see, okay, I do see that there is a connection here with the Witness Protection Program. There is a connection here with the Witness Protection Program and Epstein. This chart is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And I don't say that lightly. Okay? I don't say it lightly at all. Let me progress this chart just a little bit. Hold on. So here's a Homeland Security right here. That's also Russia. Homeland Security in Russia. Michael is, I mean, he is hanging out and there is such a big transformation that's taking place with him, with his health. It could be the markets. They're going to try to sabotage, you know. There it is. So by April 24th, so we're going to go from the 18th to the 24th. So we're going to go for basically a week. This week is going to be a big one. Big. And it's also going to be big with the war. Okay. It's going to be big with the war too. With Iran. Yeah. I see Clinton all in this. I see all kinds of weight. A lot of disordered aggression when it comes to Hillary Clinton, the courts, the justice, the DOJ, Epstein, and Michael Feldman, Nancy, all of it. And so if I keep seeing it together, I can't ignore that. And I don't, you know, I don't claim to know everything. I definitely don't know. But this is a critical time for the war as well. Critical. This is big, big stuff. And there's going to be a breakup. Okay. On this day, on the 24th, mark it on your calendar. There is going to be a breakup with Epstein and the Witness Protection Program. There is some type of breakup here. The war. Everything being revealed. This is such a revealing year. And some people really can't handle revelations. The revealing of truth. Lots of people can't handle it. Cannot handle the truth. Big stuff right here, guys. Big stuff. We can see that by the 24th, the weight is on the Clintons. It's on Michael Feldman. And there's a big shakeup with relationships and money and assets. Big shakeup. Uranus at that critical 29 degree. Whoo, Lord. The 2704 Chiron. It's now at a 2708, but man, when it's on the 2704, it's going to oppose Epstein, his death, what really happened, revealing. Huh. Big. I know his chart, okay? Okay, I know his chart. This is the day that's going to be very revealing. And that's what's going to be the breakup. Because he's probably not following the rules. He's not a rule follower. He creates the rules. Everybody else just follows behind, right? That 2704 connects to the United States with the war, with the courts. And so Thursday on the 23rd, he is going to be opposed with that Pluto. His Pluto Actually, it's his Saturn. It's his Saturn. His Saturn. He's going to have limits and obstacles with the courts. Saturn, what you doing? Saturn's looks like is that Missouri's chart? Hold on, I'll have to figure that one out. But this is interesting because that's coming before the breakup. And this is all intertwined, guys. It's all intertwined with the war, with Epstein Fury, right? And the geopolitical movement that is creating so much havoc in our everyday life. In our everyday life. So I need to stop this one, and I'll have to review this one later and study this one, see what's really going to be coming about. So yeah, it's a lot to take in, guys. I know that it's been a lot to take in over the last hour and 45 minutes. But from the 18th through the 24th, guys, we need to be watching this. Need to be watching this. There's going to be a lot of health factors when it comes to Nancy and her relationship with Hillary Clinton. Nancy's relationship with Hillary Clinton is going to show itself, for me anyway, on the 24th in the early morning hours. Well, we probably won't see it, but it is. It's the health factor in the 6th house of health. This is big. So will Nancy go into the witness protection program during this time? I doubt it. I doubt that she is, but maybe she is. Maybe she is. I don't know. Definitely see the 24th is this time period. It's going to have a lot of limits with Elon Musk. Major transformation for the Department of War Secretary Pete Hegseth. And they just keep showing up together. Okay. It's going to be a big shakeup with Donald Trump as well. With the news is coming out, it's going to be a big old shakeup with Donald Trump. And that, my friends, will be when we wake up. Right there. And not only with Donald Trump, but also Mr. King himself. Wow. Wow. King Charles, President Trump, and it's going to be about things that took place on the 23rd, because all of this is now in the past. Mark it on your calendars, guys. They're really trying. It's almost like they're trying so hard to try to stay one step ahead of the game, of the distraction game, of the confusion game. They're trying so hard. But I think that this year is going to be so revealing. Oh my gosh. See, Neptune wants to cloud. Saturn wants to reveal. They want to reveal. And look at this. Look at this. We got Neptune, we got Saturn, we got Mars and Mercury all going to be in Aries. Wow. Wow. Still talking about the Epstein files. This is definitely court worthy right here. This dark moon is trining, is in a good standing with all of this. Revealing. This is also, this is also a year That's not just revealing with the Nancy Guthrie case, but revealing in all kinds of ways. All kinds of ways. And, you know, I want to do another like video, like another live about this war, because guys, we're going to see a lot that's going to be taking place. And it's going to be like boom, 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 boom. Everything is just going to be happening. Like we're going to be overwhelmed because I've written about this. Our reality, the things that we thought was our everyday, our reality, it's really not. It's really not. And with Pluto in Aquarius opposing the Leo energy, it's with the network, it's with the grids, it's with our sun. I'm talking about our big ass sun. Big stuff. Big stuff. Monetary changes. We are going through some crazy, crazy changes. But everything is really happening for us. As sometimes as bad as things look, it's happening for us. As bad as some things feel, it's happening for us. You know, I had a girl talking mad shit about me. I was infuriated. And then I had to come down. Next day, I'm like, this is happening for me. Everything that is happening for me. Lots of lessons. And Donald Trump is learning a lot. He's going to have to learn a lot of lessons. And I'm not sure that he's going to make it through this presidency. And I'm not sure that what didn't happen in Butler wasn't some type of psyop either. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I don't believe in any of them. I don't believe in any of them. I think that they're all crooked. I think that they're all the same. I think that they do deals behind our backs and they want us at each other's throat, making us think that there's a division when there's really not. They're all the same. They're all crooked. It didn't matter if they were blue, black, red, whatever. They were on the island trying to get money from the Israeli intelligence dude. I mean, he is like, let's make America bad and let's make Israel great. Like, let's just stand for Israel. All the while, we're going to be going downtown Julie Brown, hungry, can't pay at the pump. This was bad move. So yeah, I think that everything that Savannah had coming out, everything that her mother could have had coming out, they silenced them. That was a definite wake-up call for Savannah Guthrie. And I think that we're going to see more and more come to fruition, but we've got to go through some things. But I think before we actually get to any type of truth when it comes to Nancy Guthrie, but there's a major conspiracy. And the 26 degree is a conspiracy. You can Google it. 26 Taurus, major conspiracy. It goes back to Algol, goes back to Medusa, Jason and the Argonauts. 26 Taurus is a major conspiracy. So take that to the bank, guys. Anyways, that's about all I have about Nancy. You know, I just wanted to come on for a little bit, show the map, show what we've been talking about, and it's not over. It's not over. This weekend's going to be a lot more. It's going to be more chatter. I'll be back on here talking about it. We'll be looking at the map, talking about it, the chatter, because we're going to follow the chatter. Even if it doesn't lead us to Nancy, we're going to follow it just so I can show you the astrology of it, because it's going to show us on the map. You know, the FBI is definitely taking those brothers, taking that coordinates, and they're investigating Tucker. They're investigating everybody. But who is investigating? Who is investigating them? Oh, I'm so glad that you became a member. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, honey. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome, honey. Welcome to the Watchers, babe. To take what we see with the chatter, and then we look at the astrology, and then when we look at the map, and to see it align in real time is so fascinating. It is so fascinating. And so I hope that you guys see why I've been doing this for years, because it never gets old. It is always like a wow moment. It's mind blowing. I love it. And I'm so glad that you guys love it too. And I know that if you didn't love it, you wouldn't be here. You know, you wouldn't be here. Yes. Welcome to the Watchers, honey. Welcome. It is so interesting. Yes, we are still looking at Layla at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to give myself an hour to prepare for her. Don't know how many people will be on, but y'all are more than welcome to join me as I revisit Layla Santinello's case, who went missing out of Kingsport, Tennessee. So yeah, join me. Join me if you can, okay? Y'all please come back if you can, okay? I'll be back live in an hour to discuss Layla Santinello's case, all right? So peace out, guys. Love you. Thank you.